was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest you step in, we finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife, right? People might think that we're frontin', then they see all the news online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by SCO. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. No. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams, yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And we're live with another Real Talk with Real Geeks. As you can see, flying solo for the moment. Hopefully, we'll get some people to pop in and join the panel. If not, you're going to be stuck with my terrible, terrible opinions on all things movies and TV. And we got a lot to talk about. I got about 27 tabs open. We got so much to go over. Apparently, the MTV Movie Awards were this weekend. I didn't even know that thing was still around. So we're going to go over the winners of that. Now, we're going to talk about this old Anthony Mackie interview that's being drug up onto Twitter, trying to claim that he called Black Panther racist for having an all-black staff. Wasn't exactly what he said. Not quite. Speaking of racism, Richard Dreyfuss says the new Oscar diversity rules make him want to vomit. We'll go over that. Now, of course, we got to talk about the writers' strike and why they're mocking Jenna Ortega. That's right. RJ's favorite actress is being mocked. And we're going to talk about it because I think she deserves it. She deserves it. And we're going to go over the list of shows being shut down by this writer's strike. We got to talk about that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 box office. It's doing big things out there. Apparently, Tony Gilroy says there isn't a director's cut of Rogue One. You get what you get And that's it. What else we got going on here? Oh, yeah. Some conspiracy theory about Britney Spears not being the real Britney Spears. Got to go into that. Bluey is getting canceled. Yo, what's up, Jamie C? Apparently, Bluey is running afoul of the Twitterati. And they've, had to edit an episode of Bluey, the family-friendly television show. Apparently, it said some things. We're going to go over Carl Urban in talks to play Johnny Cage, which I think is terrible. And last but not least, we got to discuss Amber Heard quitting Hollywood and moving away, going far, far away. I know everybody's so sad, so sad. All the Amber Heard YouTubers who have made quite a lot of money, gotten quite a lot of subscribers off of her, they're going to be sad. They're going to be sad. The days of riding that Amber Heard wave are over as she rides off into the sunset. Amber Heard's quitting? Yeah, it's quitting. It's gone. We'll go ahead. We'll go over that first since Luke brought it up. Like I said, I got way too many things. But this is from page 6. Amber Heard quits Hollywood and moves to Madrid. Amber. Says Amber Heard has reportedly quit Hollywood and moved to Madrid. I can reveal that Heard has quit Hollywood and quietly relocated to Spain with her young daughter, Unag. Why can't people have regular names? The Daily Mail's Alison Boshoff claimed in an article published Thursday. According to the journalist, a friend of Heard said she's bilingual in Spanish and is happy there, raising her daughter away from all the noise. The Pell also told the outlet that the 37-year-old actress may one day return to Tinseltown. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. I don't think she's in any hurry to return to work or to Hollywood, but she will probably come back when the time is right. For the right project, the friend explained, per the Daily Mail report. Look at her, the beautiful Amber Heard. Everybody's jealous. So many jealous YouTubers. Well, she just shit the bed, it seems. Oof. No one will recognize her. She's pretty much unrecognizable as it is, right? She's gotten really fat. Her face expanded a lot. She just ran headfirst into that wall. Ever since, she got real bloated looking, is what I'm saying. There you go. Look at those pretty pictures. Pretty pictures of Amber enjoying Spain. Reps for Heard did not immediately respond to page 6's request for comment. Notably, Heard sold her Yucca Valley, California home in July 2022 for $1.1 million. Fresh turds not included. Since then, she has spent plenty of time in Spain. Last October, the Aquaman star was photographed flaunting her bikini body on the beaches of Palma de Mallorca. Wow, I don't fucking know. Someplace. Days prior, she was spotted playing with her daughter, Unag, 2, at a kids' park during her Spanish getaway. The mom of one has largely kept her child out of the public eye since welcoming her via surrogate in July 2021. Heard's alleged move to Spain comes nearly a year after her defamation trial with ex-husband Johnny Depp. Depp, 59, sued Heard for $50 million in 2019, claiming she lied about him abusing her only to obtain more money in their divorce settlement. Poor Johnny. 1 year later, his ex-wife countersued him for $100 million. Carla says, I just bought another Eminem CD at the thrift store. I want to be real again. I wouldn't care if Amber Heard ruined my life. I would care. Maybe she just needs another good bowel movement. Oof. Not thick. She's just getting big, wide, bloated. And I don't care how many Amber Heard stands hear me say it. The trial ended in June 2022 with the court ordering Heard to pay Depp $10 million in compensatory damages plus $350,000 in punitive damages for defaming the crybaby actor in a 2018 op-ed she wrote for the Washington Post. Heard later asked the judge to toss the jury's verdict and requested a retrial, claiming that the judgment wasn't supported by evidence. And that's the end of the article. So Amber Heard, gone, going bye-bye. She's gonna be missed. She's gonna be missed. I'm shedding a tear. That means no Aquaman 3. Amber Heard won't be coming back to DC. It's going to be a huge hole in the DC brand now. We're going to have to find a new actress to play Mara. Luke says, was it a defamation trial or a defecation trial? A little bit of both. No peach is worth the mental stress. No. Jamie C says Majorca is a tourist holiday, Spanish island. Awesome. Don't fuck yourself up, man. Hell no. What's James Gunn going to do without her? The whole DCU is now failing without Amber Heard. It's just going to go downhill. Sinking like a poop in a toilet. Speaking of James Gunn, a little movie called Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. Box office, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 opens to $118.4 million in the U.S. after Heroic Sunday. James Gunn's final film from Marvel fared even better overseas for a global start, north of $289.3 million. Elsewhere, blockbuster The Super Mario Bros. Movie finally falls to number 2 in its 5th weekend. Ooh, that's it. Mario Brothers is over. It's reached its limit. James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 topped the weekend box office with a domestic opening of $118.4 million. So it dethroned Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers, you're out of here. Guardians of the Galaxy is taking the top spot. You hate to see it. Well behind the last film in standalone Marvel Studios franchises, but enough to prove that the new movie is already benefiting from strong audience sentiment. Final numbers are higher than Sunday's $114 million estimate, thanks to an extraordinary Saturday to Sunday hold for a Marvel pick or any event title. The film was down 18% in the Marvel family. Only Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War saw the same or slightly better holds. And compared to recent fare, Guardians 3 saw less of a Saturday to Sunday drop than the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which had a 28%. Oof. Peaches, turds. I'm not sure that's how it goes. I don't think you're keeping it real, Carla. The news was even better overseas, where the superhero pick placed number 1 everywhere. Everyone's saying that Marvel has failed. Marvel has fallen off. Marvel has gone woke, and it's gotten broke. I guess they need to start redoing their thumbnails, start to change the narrative. Starting off with a better-than-expected $170.9 million from 52 markets for a worldwide debut of $289.3 million. Sunday's global estimate was $282.1 million. China led with $28.1 million, followed by the UK, $14.7 million. The UK numbers might be low because everybody was out there celebrating the new king. South Korea at $13.6 million, Mexico at $13 million, and France $8.2 million. In China, Guardians 3 came in at a surprise number 1 with $28.1 million, despite competition from homegrown fare. While that's less than $49 million debut of the last installment, it's a strong number considering that most Hollywood movies have been doing nominal business in China. And the movie is huge in South Korea. It's already earned more than the Super Mario Brothers movie, while also doing well across the rest of Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Did you hear that? South Korea loves Guardians. They don't like Mario. South Koreans are based confirmed. Kids are waiting on Disney Plus. Yeah, I think parents are. The movie's a little darker than people were expecting, so I think kids it's not going to see the big kids market that they want. Oh, George is a downer. He says it'll be the last great MCU for a long time, maybe forever. 56K warning: MCU dead, DCU dead, Star Wars dead, but Dune lives. The spice must flow. 56K. I'll be real frog. Just you wait. I'll buy another $2 rap CD at the thrift store. Sorry. What's up, Mince? Mince McBand. Like I said, South Korea is loving Guardians. It says any domestic opening over 100 million in the post-pandemic era is nothing to be dismissed. How long are we in the post-pandemic era? Is that like forever now? Are we gonna? Is everything in the next like 30 years gonna be called post-pandemic? Still, Guardians' initial performance in North America is mixed news for Marvel and Gunn, who now runs rival DC Studios. James Gunn says they're not rivals. He says he doesn't understand why people keep calling them rivals. They're just studios that make movies. You can watch both of them. And is sparking further concern that superhero fatigue has settled in at the box office as the 2023 summer season kicks off. Only a year ago, for example, Marvel threequel Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness soared to a series best 187 million in domestic launch. Guardians 3 certainly doesn't lack for audience love. It earned an A cinema score and strong exit scores on post-track, and that support is already paying off. On Saturday morning, Marvel and Disney thought the movie might clear no more than 110 million for the weekend, but traffic was better than expected throughout Saturday and saw a bump over Friday. If that trend continues, the threequel could enjoy a long run. I think it's going to have legs. I think word of mouth is going to carry this movie. Dune gets better as you age. That's what I hear. So much things I would not have picked up when I was younger. What? Specifically, Children of Dune and Heretics. Yeah, Dune's crazy. Reviewers feel differently than consumers, while Guardians 3 sporting the lowest Rotten Tomatoes critic score of the three films in the franchise. In 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 opened to 146.2 million, while the first Guardians opened to 94.2 million domestically in 2014, not adjusted for inflation. It's unusual for a title in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to open behind the previous installment in a respective series, but not unheard of. Sequels that didn't open as high include Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which was released as the COVID-19 pandemic still raged, and Avengers: Age of Ultron. Guardians 3 opened on par with recent Marvel pick Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which posted a series best domestic opening of 106 million and 120 million for the 4-day President's Day weekend. That movie, however, was ultimately considered a disappointment after topping out at less than 500 million, a franchise low. I still have not seen the Ant-Man movie. I'm waiting for the Disney Plus. The Guardians threequel continues a long tradition of Marvel movies kicking off the summer season at the box office. Heading into the weekend, most recent tracking showed Guardians 3 opening in 110 million to 120 million range domestically. Initially, tracking showed it launching to 130 million, so the drop no doubt concerned Marvel and Disney. Guardians, blah, 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 blah. We don't care who's in the movie. We know who's in the movie. This is now you're just padding, Hollywood Reporter. This is all a bunch of garbage we don't need to hear about. Basically, Guardians doing well. Not as well as some of the other movies, but it's doing well. It has a good story. It fits in with the Marvel MCU franchise. It fits in well with the direction they're going. And I am very excited about the post-credit scene because they might be hinting at getting rid of Brie Larson. Brie Larson might be leaving. So I know everybody's going to be excited about that, right? A brand new Captain Marvel, a brand new female Captain Marvel. All right. There's one more thing I wanted to show in regards to this, and that is a post from a good friend of the channel, Sean O'Rourke. Let me see if I can get to it. And his community page here. Where did it go? I know I've seen it earlier where he was talking about how much each movie was made. But I'm not seeing it now. All right, here it is. Boom. All right. Good, Brie can leave? Nah, why would you want Brie to leave? She's the best. All right. This was one day ago. Comparison with recent MCU films worldwide opening weekend. Quantum Mania only made 227 million. Guardians made the 282 million. Love and Thunder 303. Wakanda Forever 331. Multiverse of Madness 450, and No Way Home 600 million. So Guardians is on the lower end, obviously here, but it's beating Quantum Mania. How it came in under Love and Thunder, I'll never know. But hopefully it got better legs. Hopefully it runs well. Word of mouth picks up. So yeah, I do think that superhero fatigue might be a real thing, guys. It might be real. It looks like people are getting tired of the wokeness. People are getting tired of all the craziness. Just way too many films. 56 says the multiverse was a mistake. It was. There really was no reason for it. There really was no reason for them to time travel. All that was a mistake. Disney Plus killed it. I think so too. That was my argument a couple of weeks ago, where I was basically saying, with Disney Plus, I think a lot of people are waiting for Disney Plus. Right? You're already paying for it. You might as well wait for the movie to come out. It'll be interesting to see if they release numbers as to who watches it on Disney Plus. So there's that. Poor Guardians. It is a decent movie. So, like I said, hopefully it does better. All right. Moving right ahead. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat. Because people are talking about Carl Urban. Carl Urban in final talks to play Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2 at New Line Cinema. I don't see this. I know I've seen some people in the chat already were like, yeah, why not? I don't see it. I don't think he could pull it off. Carl Urban is in final talks to star as fan favorite character Johnny Cage in the sequel to New Line Cinema's hit 2021 action adventure Mortal Kombat, based on the blockbuster video game franchise. Simon McQuoid, who directed the 2021 film, is set to return. Jeremy Slater, Moon Knight, The Umbrella Academy, wrote the screenplay for the sequel. The previous film was a new adaptation of the popular video game franchise that offered a grittier, more violent take on the material than 1990s films. It was released in April 2021. I still haven't seen it. Still have not seen the Mortal Kombat film in theaters and on HBO Max, and was an early pandemic hit for distributor Warner Brothers, ranking as one of the top feature titles on HBO Max since the streaming service debuted. I have HBO Max. Still haven't seen it. Still have not seen it. He would be a great Kano. Yeah, Jamie C's right. He would be a perfect Kano. But no. Going to be a spike in rabies shots in the coming months because of the baby raccoons. Yeah, everyone watching Guardians wanting them baby raccoons. All right, let me see. What are we doing here? Mortal Kombat is based on the global video game phenomenon created by Ed Boon and John Space. A post-credit scene in the 2021 film teased the inclusion of Johnny Cage in the sequel. The cast included Louis Tan as Cole Young, a brand new character that didn't really need to exist. Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade and Hiroki Sanada as Scorpion. Cage was introduced in the first Mortal Kombat arcade game in 1992 and since become a central character in the series, alongside other fan favorites such as Raiden and Liu Kang. Cage is depicted as an action movie star with an extensive martial arts background. He is often characterized as a swashbuckling Hollywood fighting movie star who places great importance on his image and consistently behaves in a cool manner. The idea that Johnny Cage is supposed to be he was based on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to star in Mortal Kombat. That was the original idea. That's why Johnny Cage does the split kick, the split punch to the nuts. It was all supposed to be Jean-Claude. But then when Van Damme backed out of the project, they turned it into Johnny Cage, shifted the focus onto Liu Kang. I don't see Carl Urban being a martial artist, right? Unless they change Johnny Cage from being a martial arts movie star into like a action star, just a generic action star, maybe. But then we're getting away from the character, right? We're changing too much. I think at that point you might as well not even be Johnny Cage. When will studios learn? We want good fight scenes, not story. Look at John Wick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's see what else we got going. In the Mortal Kombat series, Cage is one of the primary heroes defending Earthrealm from various threats, and he is known for his signature moves and fatalities. In later installments in the series, Cage's role was passed down to his daughter, Cassie Cage. Mortal Kombat 2 will be produced by Atomic Monsters' James Wan, Broken Road Productions' Todd Garner, Simon McQuaid, and E. Bennett Walsh. Urban is currently starring in Amazon's hit series The Boys. He can previously be seen as Scourge in Marvel's Thor Ragnarok alongside Chris Hemsworth, Kate Blanchett, and Mark Ruffalo. He was terrible in that. I don't know if it was the directing, the writing, but his Scourge was terrible. Especially, how are you going to have Scourge the Executioner and no Enchantress? And how are you going to make one of Thor's, preeminent villains just some joke character in the movie? That really pissed me off. That part. Martial arts now is just MMA. That's true. That's true. MK needs to be like Wu-Tang rap groups. Let everyone know how to fight. Urban is best known for playing Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy in Star Trek Into Darkness, and Eomer in the second and third installment of Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings. Urban was seen recently in Star Trek Beyond and Disney's Pete's Dragon, as well as voicing the lead role in the Oscar-nominated animated film The Sea Beast. Urban is repped by UTA. I don't see it. I know, like I said, some people are saying, yeah. I definitely don't see this. No. I'm going to step away for 1 minute because Sidekick Max is being really loud. I got to yell at him. Shut the fuck up! Seriously? What do you got in the bag?
We saw something for you. We got food from the initiation thing.
What initiation thing?
Yeah, from the Try M Music Honor Society.
Okay, well, try him to shut up.
I'm just sorry.
Oh shit! I didn't mute the mic, did I? Oh well. Carl is Judge Dredd. Yeah, he is. That's the sequel you want, Jamie C. I heard it was a really good movie. It was really good. Take us with you? No. Can't take you with us. It's Wisp. Yeah, I don't see Carl Urban doing a good Johnny Cage. And like I said, unless they really change the character, change him from a martial artist, I don't see Carl Urban doing the splits. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So please let it be a lie. Please let it be a fake out, right? All right. Now we got to talk about. I had a laugh, so it was worth it. No, it wasn't worth it. Sidekick Max was out there being loud with his friends. This controversy from the weekend. Bluey episode edited by ABC and BBC Studios after viewers complained about, quote, fat shaming. Fat shaming. In a Bluey card. What's up, George?
Ooh, I came in just in time for Bluey.
Yeah, I was like, man, Bluey, and here comes George. Did you know he was out there fat shaming people on this cartoon?
I had no idea. This is actually a cartoon that I show my after-school students sometimes.
Well, then you're a horrible, horrible person, apparently.
I guess so. I guess I'm a horrible person.
How you doing, George?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I had to go yell at Sidekick Max. Apparently, I forgot to mute the mic, so I might have to edit that out. I don't know if you guys heard me telling him to shut the fuck up. I only said it, it was in joking manner. It wasn't a serious. I didn't like yell, like shut the fuck up or I'll kill you or something. It's just like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Oof.
But anyway, moving on. So viewers complained that he was fat shaming. I don't watch Bluey, so this kind of came out of left field for me, but I've seen people talking about it. Says Australia's Emmy-winning kids show Bluey is at the center of a row after ABC and BBC Studios edited an episode to address concerns about fat shaming. Fat people should be shamed. They should be shamed.
I never even heard of this episode like that they're apparently saying.
It's a season 3 episode titled Exercise, featured Bluey's father Bandit embarking on a fitness regime after he stands on the bathroom scales and grabs his paunch. Viewers said it promoted toxic messaging about weight. Guys, this guy was like, hey, I'm kind of fat. Maybe I should exercise. They're like, whoa, that's fat. You don't say that. Don't promote healthy eating and exercise. That would make the fat people feel bad about themselves. Ridiculous. Viewers said it promoted toxic messaging about weight. Aussie girl Margie, a TikTok user, no shit, TikTok user.
Oh gosh.
Who has built a following analyzing Bluey. She built a following. I'm hoping Aussie girl Margie is a young child and not an adult. But she's built a following analyzing a kid's cartoon. Cartoons can just be cartoons. Can we just leave shit alone, right? We don't analyze Blue's Clues and try to find the hidden, deeper meaning.
It's kind of weird. I mean, I know there's YouTubers out there that talk about cartoons, but they just talk about cartoons in general, not like a specific cartoon. Like like the fact that you're dedicating a whole TikTok to like analyzing Bluey is kind of weird.
Yeah. And yeah, she's not a girl at all. She's like an adult. It's like an adult person.
That's even weirder.
And when I say an adult person, I mean like an old lady.
Oh my goodness.
Like here. So I will bring up her thing real quick. So we have context, right? We gotta have context. And this is Aussie girl Margie, who has a nice little furry thing here. You got Easter eggs. Oh my God, there's Easter eggs in this. So
G'day, cheeky dog.
she's got a little furry icon.
She's got 71.9 subscribers. Oh wow, she's got more than most movie talk people.
Yeah. So this old, not that old lady. That's a different old lady. That old lady there.
I know. Later on in season 3, especially, we see a lot of the long dogs matching up with what's happening in the episodes.
So she goes and I guess just analyzes Bluey episodes, finds all the little Easter eggs, and she made herself a nice little career. But she was complaining that they were fat shaming. I don't see it on her YouTube, which you would think that, unless she only said it on TikTok. Oh, actually, it was 3 weeks ago that she talked about it. Did exercise fail as a Bluey episode? But apparently, it's only blowing up now on Deadline. Deadline must have had a slow week. Because 3 weeks ago, this TikToker / YouTuber talked about this episode, right? But here we are talking about it on Cinco de Mayo. They had nothing else to talk about.
Wow.
Says, apparently, Bluey is totally okay with fat shaming now. She added, the fact that they added in the scales and showed both parents being sad and disappointed after seeing the number on the scales is pretty problematic. Are they supposed to be happy they're fat?
I mean, the thing is, it's like cartoons. It's been when I was growing up as a kid, there were cartoons about like losing weight, about like characters gaining weight and then like losing weight. So this isn't anything new for cartoons to do. This has been something that cartoons have done for years. No one really cared back then. For some reason, we're more sensitive to the trope.
It's ridiculous. All right, take it easy, Jamie C. Haunted Wish says it was super authentic. Me yelling at Sidekick Max. 56K warning says, I use low tier god fat shaming Boogie as my inspiration to hit the gym. Greatest motivation ever created.
Like I remember there was this cartoon when I was a kid called Ed and Eddie, and like one of the episodes was about like someone like eating a ton of food, gaining weight just so they can become a sumo wrestler. No one complained about that back in the day.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes over 300 pounds so he can become on disability. And then at the end of the episode, he's like, wait a minute, being fat isn't good, right? Like being this fat. Because he already was always fat, right?
For goodness sakes, like SpongeBob's best friend Patrick Star is, I wouldn't say he's overweight, but he's clearly on the chubby side and he doesn't work. Like no one ever complains about that for like the past 20 something years. 56K says you have to figure in the climate. And you can't just use back then as an excuse. Well, it's not an excuse. But this whole idea that fat is healthy, it's so disingenuous. Fat stick picking the keyboard. Yeah, when he's using the little stick because his fingers are too fat. The idea that being fat is somehow okay. That's okay that you're fat. No, it's not. Shame is our greatest weapon to get people to do things that they need to do sometimes, right? Like when you're like, oh, it's okay that you're stupid and you don't try. Then they're not going to try. Like, what motivation would they have to try if you're just like, it's okay. It's okay that you're fat, that you eat like 3 gallons of ice cream a week. No harm in that. Everybody loves you the way you are. No, but if you're telling them, hey, you know what? You're kind of fat. Maybe you shouldn't eat all that ice cream, lard ass. That might actually motivate them to be like, you're right. I don't want to be called lard ass. I mean, for me, like, I never comment on people's weight because that's their choice. But I don't really see anything wrong with a cartoon having this kind of episode when it's been done several times in the past several years. And I get it. We can't always use back then as an excuse, but
The thing is, why like today all of a sudden it's an issue when it wasn't even an issue last year or a few years ago. It's not even about like 20, 15 years ago. It's about like all of a sudden why is this now an issue when this wasn't even an issue like a year ago.
Well, here's the issue because we're going to go on. Pediatric dietitian Dr. Kylie Ringrose wrote, watching Bandit and Chili weigh themselves and openly hate on their bodies in front of the kids was really uncomfortable. Just uncomfortable. The episode aired in Australia on April 16th, but is yet to land on Disney Plus, which is a deal with distributor BBC Studios to stream the series in the UK and US. When Exercise does stream, it will be an edited version of the original episode. The ABC said, the recent episode of Bluey Exercise has been republished by the ABC following a decision by the makers of the program. The new version provides families with an opportunity to manage important conversations in their own way. As the home of Bluey, the ABC supports the decision to re-edit the program, and we have updated the episode on our platform. BBC Studios will use the revised version for global distribution and also supports this decision. It is not the first time that the cartoon about a lovable family of dogs has been shrouded in controversy. In 2020, Ludo Studios producers cut the term Ooga Booga from 2 Bluey episodes, Teasing and Flat Pack, after a viewer complained it has racial connotations and a problematic history for Indigenous Australians.
What?
Do you know where the term Ooga Booga comes from?
I've heard it before. I had no idea like that was considered an offensive term.
Ooga Booga, in the general lexicon, has come to represent native languages when you're not supposed to understand them, right? But the thing of it is, Ooga Booga was created during a hoax. There was a group of hoaxsters who were trying to fool the Royal British Navy. And I forget the ship that they were going on, but there was this like, they did all these kind of hoaxes, right? So they're fooling the Royal British Navy and pretending they were like African princes or some shit. And at one point they said Ooga Booga, right? To like disguise the language that they were speaking.
Okay.
And when the newspapers found out, about the hoax, Ooga Booga was all over the headlines. And then it became a joke that they would say it to like the British ships. Because like, you're so stupid that you fell for them saying Ooga Booga and you actually thought that was an actual language. And then over the years, it has evolved into the idea that this is what like natives would say. Because you'd have like old like Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff where they would say Ooga Booga. So, like the history of the term or the 2 words, like had no racial connotations. It was just something some stupid idiot said as they were hoaxing and pranking the Royal Navy. And at one point, it was used as a mocking towards the Royal Navy, like you guys are so stupid, you fell for this prank.
See, I've heard that like I heard the phrase Ooga Booga from a cartoon called Courage the Cowardly Dog back in the day. So like there was this like old grumpy farmer named Eustace that would scare like the dog Courage with a mask and go Ooga Booga Ooga, like to like scare the dog, to tease the dog.
Yeah, well that's where it comes from. There's even a film called Ooga Booga. See, I think there's a Dreamcast game called Ooga Booga. So I mean, like I said, it has entered the public lexicon. People know what it is. But apparently, everything is racist now. Everything is terrible.
That's a shame.
Did you know that apparently the MTV Movie Awards happened this weekend?
I've heard. I didn't watch them.
I also heard today. Actually, is when I heard that it happened. So let's watch the episode. I would, but fucking the ABC would kill us. The Australian broadcast company.
Yeah, copyright.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of Aborigine people being called abos is an insult, but not ooga booga. Funny enough, the song, what is it? Tie Me Kangaroo Down. They actually had to take out a line out of that song because they used the word abos. Which I get that. I guess it was used as an insult, right? But it really doesn't sound that bad. It's just a shortening of Aborigine, right? I'm not Australian, so maybe there's a deeper, meaning behind it. But anyway, moving on. MTV Movies and TV Awards. Movie and TV Awards. What? It's just supposed to be the Movie Awards. When did it become NTV?
I had no idea they also recognized TV. I remember back in the day it was just movies.
MTV Movie and TV Awards. Complete winners list. Pedro Pascal, Tom Cruise, and Vanderpump Rules cast among Golden Popcorn recipients. I don't even know who the hell Vanderpump Rules are.
I heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Let's see. Where's the list? All right. So 2023 MTV Movie and TV Award winners. I remember it was a big deal before, right? Like the MTV Movie Awards. Like people went all out, and it was almost as big as the Oscars as far as like the teen crowd.
But I remember for like a few years they used to piss people off because Twilight used to win, but it was like that. Those were like teenagers voting. So like, what are you gonna expect? Like the real best movie to win, or like the fan favorite movie based on your audience?
And like I said, this was like the cool awards, right? The Oscars were for like old stuffy people, and then like the MTV Movie Awards was for like our generation. It was for like us, like we're watching this shit. So apparently this is still a thing, though. And let's see, the best hero was Pedro Pascal for The Last of Us, not for The Mandalorian, for The Last of Us. Best performance in the movie, Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick. Apparently he was like in a plane for his recipient award or whatever. Best docu-reality series, The Kardashians. That's still
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like that right there, that picking the Kardashians.
I didn't even know that was still a thing. I thought they were done.
They always say they're going to be done. They've probably retired more times than RJ. I love RJ, but like I had to say that.
Breakthrough performance, Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. Best reality on-screen team, and Jesus Christ, Katie Maloney, Ariana Madix, Shiana Shea, and Lala Kent for Vanderpump Rules. No idea who the fuck any of those people are.
Never heard of it.
Best comedic performance, Adam Sandler, Murder Mystery 2. Oh my God, I was so disappointed in that movie.
I never even seen it.
I watched it. I watched the first one, Murder Mystery. Me and Sidekick Max. It was funny as hell. I loved it. And it ends up like the cliffhanger at the end, right? Like where it's like leading into the sequel. It was like on a train, right? And I was like, oh, now they're gonna like kind of mock Murder on the Orient Express, right? But then the sequel picks up years later, and like they don't show you like what happened on the train. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And the second movie was almost like a rehash of the first movie. So, best duo, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us. Best fight, Gale Weathers versus Ghostface. Dang. They I have a feeling that this wasn't the original winner, and that they rewrote the show so that Michael B. Jordan and what was his name, Jonathan Majors, didn't win.
The thing is, I'm kind of confused by their like criteria. Like, is it like from like 2000, like a certain point from 2022 to like a certain point in 2023? Because it's like Last of Us was 2023. Top Gun Maverick, which Tom Cruise won for, was 2022.
Yeah, but Last of Us also was 2022, wasn't it? The first season?
No. It came out like beginning of 2023. That's what I mean. It's like, does it go up to like from a certain point in 2022 to like a certain point in 2023 to like get nominated? Because I just feel like there's like a lack of consistency right there. because Scream 6 was also 2023. And I see like I know I'm looking far too ahead, but I see like Elizabeth Olsen for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That was also 2022.
Yeah. Who knows? Let's say most frightened performance: Jennifer Coolidge, The White Lotus. Best competition series: RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. Best kiss: Madison Bailey and Rudy Pankow, Outer Banks. Never heard of it. No idea. That's how out of it I am. That's how
I only
uncool.
heard of Outer Banks because there's a rumor that someone from Outer Banks could be in Superman Legacy. Other than that, I know nothing about the show.
Best music documentary: Selena Gomez, My Mind and Me. Best show: The Last of Us. I heard about that. There's like one thing that I know is Last of Us and Scream. Best musical moment: Purple Hearts, Come Back Home. Best performance in a show: Jenna Ortega. Wednesday.
Oh,
I think she's so overrated. So overrated.
I wouldn't say she's overrated. It's more like she's like the popular young superstar.
She's the flavor of the month.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Because I remember because I've seen this before with other like actors when they were younger. I remember like Jennifer Lawrence went through the same thing 10 years ago.
Wasn't what's her name really big? The chick from the one with the singing group. What the fuck's it called? Whether it's doing the fucking like Glee Club shit. There's like 3 fucking sequels.
Was it Pitch Perfect?
Yeah, the Pitch Perfect. What the hell's the main star of that?
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick. Wasn't she like the like it girl for a while?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like like when a star is at a certain point, like and they're young, like and it's like, oh look how talented this person is or that person. It's like yeah, they're gonna be talked about a lot.
MTV Movie Awards died with the Wayans brothers. Oof. All right, best villain: Elizabeth Olsen, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Don't agree. Best kick-ass cast: Stranger Things. Best song: Carolina by my girlfriend Taylor Swift. Best host: Drew Barrymore from the Drew Barrymore Show. No, I don't think so. Best movie: Scream 6.
I'm actually looking at the villain choices, and honestly, she probably, when I look at some of these villain choices, I can see why she won. Elizabeth Olsen.
What were the choices?
Like, the bear from Cocaine Bear, Megan from the film Megan, Harry Styles in Don't Worry Darling, and Jamie Campbell Bower from Stranger Things.
Is he really the villain in Don't Worry Darling?
I have no idea. I never saw the film. The only thing
I've seen it. I wouldn't really call him the villain.
Like the most that I got out of that film without even watching it is the fact that there was so much drama involving the director and Florence Pugh, and then like because Shia LaBeouf was originally going to play Harry Styles' role, but he got fired. But it turns out like he didn't get fired. I have no idea like what happened there.
Yeah. What the hell's his name? The guy. Fucking. I wouldn't call him like the villain. Then again, I mean, the whole movie, it's like The Matrix plus the Stepford Wives. Right? It's like it's men bad, women good, women independent. We don't need no man to tell us what to do.
It's just there's like nothing about it that made me want to go see it. And that was like one of 2 films that Warner Brothers released for like the remainder of the year. That and Black Adam.
Yeah, Chris Pine would be the villain in my opinion.
Yeah, like the marketing made it seem like Chris Pine was like the mastermind.
Well, he is. See, do you care if I spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if or when I'm ever gonna watch it. If I ever do.
All right, so they're in this town, right? And it's like 1970s America, and it's like all perfect, and like Chris Pine is like, I'm building this society where everything's gonna be awesome, and come join us in this perfect society, right? And it all turns out that actually Chris Pine is a crazy man who's figured out a way to put people inside the Matrix, and the whole town exists inside the Matrix, and that all the husbands have tricked their wives into going into the Matrix, and when they put them in there, they've altered their minds so that they're these perfect housewives.
Oh my goodness!
And Florence Pugh, she frees herself from this whole thing, and she realized that her husband is he's evil man, because in his real life he was like this pathetic loser, but now he's somebody inside this little Matrix world.
Oh my goodness!
Which is weird because he is still Harry Styles, right? I always hate these movies where it's like Harry Styles. He's like, he's some loser at his job. You're like, dude, he looks like Harry Styles still, right? Like at least when he goes out of the Matrix, be like, okay, now it's the fucking quartering, right? Like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
See,
he didn't really look like Harry Styles, right? Like,
when you get someone that's deemed attractive playing a loser role, like that's hard for the audience to buy in that this person is a loser.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, that's the basic story. There's a couple twists and turns and some like suspense of what might be going on. Your wife keeps crapping out. That sucks, Susie. It sucks. All right, moving on. We're just rolling through these things. I don't know if you know this, but Britney Spears isn't real.
Really?
Yeah. Fans think the real Britney Spears is missing and she's being impersonated using artificial intelligence. If you look closely at a clip of Britney dancing, you'll see clearly that a filter is being used. Is the real Britney missing? We're going down this rabbit hole. Not a hill. Britney Spears is a pop icon who's captured the hearts of millions with her hit music and sensational performance. However, behind the glitz and glamour of her fame, Britney has struggled with mental health issues that have been a significant impact on her career and personal life. Don't care about all that. Let's get over here. In June 2021, Britney Spears made a public statement about the conservatorship, telling a court that she felt traumatized and that she wanted it to end. She also spoke about the restriction that had been placed on her life, including being forced to use an IUD for birth control and not being allowed to get married or have children. Ladies, IUDs suck. Okay? As a man, nothing hurts more than getting poked by a fucking IUD. Make sure you get that thing clipped just right. No comment on that, George? You don't agree or disagree?
What is this about, Britney, or what you just said?
About what I just said about the IUD.
I got no comment. I'm fascinated by this Britney thing because I know a bunch of people that are in that free Britney movement that would probably buy into this.
Yeah. She was finally granted freedom from her conservatorship in November 2021, but there's a conspiracy theory that Britney we have seen as of late isn't actually her. Here it is. Oh. Fans think the real Britney Spears is missing and she's being impersonated using artificial intelligence. A viral TikTok is being shared on multiple social media platforms showing a clip of Britney dancing that seems very suspicious. This is not Britney, TikToker @CatValleys7 said. Somebody has been using a filter to look like her, and I'm about to prove it. No, she didn't. And she slowed down the video and pointed out one split second that is very easy to miss. As Britney's bringing her hands down from above her head, the filter on her face disappears for a moment. When the video is paused, you can see that her eyebrows and eyes are very different from what the real Britney looks like. The girl is blue-eyed and looks much younger than Britney, who's 41. Oh, man. Do you think this is possible?
No. I don't think it's possible. It just the thing is, but the thing is with this whole Britney Spears thing, it always sounds so bizarre. Like whatever
But I'm
scenario
saying
she's
with
in.
all the, is this my Wi-Fi going out? With all the AI and filters and everything, you're telling me it's not. You don't think it's possible that one day we're going to see one of these theories be correct?
Well, I'm sure it's probably gonna have. It will be true, like in the future, because we are starting to get a bit out of hand with AI. At this moment in time, I don't know how possible it is.
I know. I think it was Timberland. Let's say Timberland. Somebody just did a song with Biggie Smalls, and people were shitting all over him. They said, how could you do this? He's like, well, this is my dream collaboration with Biggie Smalls, right? They're like, idiot. If you're okay with this, what's going to stop people from using your voice to do collaborations? Their dream collaborations, right? But I think this could be possible. I'm on board with this. This is a blue-eyed person with a filter of Britney. It's very quick and easy to miss, but I can't believe I just caught that. She said, this isn't Britney. It hasn't been Britney. It sounds like an insane conspiracy theory, but there are so many believable conspiracy theories in Hollywood involving A-list celebrities that it's hard not to be at least intrigued by the idea. So let's see the video.
Okay, what the actual fuck? A lot of people have been seeing that this is not Britney. Somebody's been using a filter to look like her, and I'm about to prove it. There's a clip that I got from this guy's page or girl's page.
So this is the clip. This is the not Britney. They're saying they're using a filter to look like Britney.
Page. So you see her hands go above her face once. Watch when they come back down.
Boom! There it is.
Oh my goodness! What the?
Boom!
Oh,
conspiracy.
You know something. When I saw this, like right before that happened, I was like, "Does that background look a bit fake?" Like the background actually brought me into this possibly being fake. Like holy, oh my goodness!
I mean, you can see that her eyebrows are
like the eyes, like when your eyes are like that dramatically altered, like that, it's just.
You can even see where it goes from there to there. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my goodness.
Boom, boom. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man.
Okay, now I'm sold on this.
It almost looks like Emma. What the hell is it? Emma Roberts' face.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I was like that. Like those eyes remind me of Emma Roberts' eyes.
Haunted Wiz has nothing like streaming compression to make things look like a robot is doing it. Come on, Wisp. Don't break the conspiracy theory. Imagine someone who the state of California deemed as fucked up took away her kids in California was continually fucked up after the court took. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not possible. She went crazy and we started like posting weird, like half naked pictures. Like as soon as she was free, I'm like, come on, Britney. No one wants to see that. I never found Britney attractive. I was always a Christina Aguilera fan. I was on that. I was on Team Christina.
Nice.
It's one frame, but this is a blue-eyed person with a filter of Britney. It's very quick and easy to miss, but I can't believe I just caught that. Watch. Very quick and easy to miss, but
Oh my goodness.
ain't no denying.
I will say this. I've seen plenty of videos of like, I don't want to call them TikTokers. I don't know what they were, but like Korean or like Japanese, like women who are doing these kind of like dances and then they move their hand wrong and all of a sudden like their face gets real fat. Like there was one dude, I think he was like Chinese, and like he was all like he had the you know, little boy band looking face, and then he moved wrong and like his face got real fat. Gen X has a couple. Gen X Gamer has a couple on his shorts feed.
That. This isn't Britney. It hasn't been Britney.
Yeah, I mean, you were completely like, no, this is stupid, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
Well, first of all, the background before they show Britney's face, I was like, okay, that background looks a bit off. And then all of a sudden, once the eyes, I was like, oh my goodness.
So you're on board? You think we should?
I needed to
storm
see the
Hollywood
proof. Once I saw the proof, I was like, oh yeah, this is possible.
We got to go free Britney. She's being held somewhere. Poor Britney. Let me see. Like I said, I know there's one on Gen X that's funny as hell when you see it. Let's see if he still got it. Come on. Where? Why can I never find anything when I'm looking for it? Right?
No, that's me. It's like when I need to find something, I can't find it.
If any other time it would have been like all over my feed. Like, here's the video that you're looking for. Now I'm like looking for it. I'm like, fuck. God damn it, Gen X. Why couldn't you make it easier to find? Because, like I said, it was like an Asian dude. And he looked all like boy bandish, and then he moved too fast, and the filter went out, and like boom, fat. Let me see. Let me type in filter. Yeah, here it is. All right. You know what? It wasn't a short. That was a problem. Let's stop sharing this real quick. Yeah, streamers' filters tell the truth. So,
I mean, a huge pressure to look a certain way.
all right. We don't need the whole video. We just need the filters part. All right.
Looks, relatively similar to this picture in ways.
All right, well, come on. We don't need Gen X talking. We just need the. There it is. Look at that. Boom.
What?
Man,
Oh my!
that.
Wow.
And look at that. From that to that.
That's just.
Like I said, they move too fast or they move wrong. And the filter can't keep up with their face. Like, see this dude? Like, boom. He's all decent looking. And where's the filter? Come on. Give me the reveal. Then boom. Did you see it? That motherfucker blew up. Boom. 1 second.
Oh my goodness! What?
The filter failed. That's it. His whole fucking TikTok career over.
See that's so obvious. When his face changes, like who you fooling at this point?
Yeah, but they were fooling people before because the face didn't change. It wasn't until the face changed that people realized, right? Like this guy here. Come on, don't do that to me now. See how his face just one frame. That's all it takes is one fucking frame. His face looks, and then boom.
Oh my goodness!
Always using filters. Don't be using filters. It happens to lots of people. So yeah, so I wouldn't put it past somebody using a filter to try to pretend to be Britney Spears. Hell, Britney might have paid somebody like, hey, I don't want to make videos. Go make fucking videos for me, right?
I could see that.
Many people in the comment section agreed, even saying that they haven't felt like this is the real Britney for a long time. I think it's going to eventually come out that she's no longer alive, one person said.
Oh my, that's a bit dramatic.
People are really slow. Brittany doesn't have blue eyes. Her tattoos have been disappearing and reappearing. It's evident green screen. Has there ever been one pap photo? One pic of her with a fan? Not a single one.
The thing is, though, like, I'm not going to get into conspiracies about like what happened to Britney, because thing is, not every celebrity goes out, not every celebrity's on social media, so I don't want to like hit the panic button unless it's like her celebrity friends say they haven't heard from Britney in a while, or like family members say they haven't heard from her.
Well, they said the theory is that someone is impersonating Britney, and a deep fake technology is being used to make the person look just like Britney, which is why there are glitches in which the tattoos suddenly disappear and reappear again. So I guess her tattoos are disappearing in some of these videos. See how they disappeared?
Oh, wow.
All right, hold on. Damn it. I don't want to fucking do that. I'll do that. No, that's not what I want either. You going to play the fucking video? Stupid fucking. All right, see her tattoos right here? At her, right above her bikini line? And now they're going to disappear for a second.
See, and they always they use
You're right there, boom, gone.
Yeah, they use like moments where they're blocked for them to disappear.
Yeah. See how it's like fading in and out? It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Here's another one where they're not there. Like, boom, where'd the tattoo go? In another video of Britney, the tattoo on her back keeps disappearing and reappearing again. And many fans claim that feature on her face, such as her mouth, just doesn't really look like Britney. Cat Valley 7 explains that deep fakes attempt to track what the person is doing in order to make them look like the target, which is Britney in this case. And when the person is moving too quickly, the AI deepfake technology can have trouble mapping out all the characteristics in real time. She also shares another video in which you can see the blue eyes of a person who's supposedly impersonating Britney in a split second. Well, we saw that already. Unless it's happening again. Caught blue eyes again. Oh, it's got another one. Damn it. I don't want like 17 fucking videos. Just play the... So I don't know. Sounds plausible to me, George. I think they're keeping her in Area 51 next to the aliens.
That'd be very interesting. That'd be a very interesting like plot change.
Maybe the real Britney, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, they're all collaborating on an album, and they're being helped by the real Avril Lavigne and what the hell's her name? The crazy redhead chick from The Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan, and Lindsay
Lohan.
Remember, she has a sister that's dead. So, did you know that?
The Lindsay Lohan sister's dead?
Yeah. You know how Lindsay Lohan was in The Parent Trap?
Yeah, I remember
she
that.
Plays two roles. The conspiracy theory is that there's actually not Lindsay Lohan playing two roles. It's actually Lindsay Lohan and her sister, her twin sister, that then died in an accident. So Disney convinced the parents to just pretend like there was only one, and that Lindsay had played both roles. Sister.
Wow.
Sister. I mean,
I never heard that before.
Goes deep.
I mean, I've heard of some weird theories, but I never heard that one before.
Speaking of weirdness, George R.R. Martin here says he's offering his unequivocal support of the WGA. He's on a writer's room pause. The funniest thing I heard is that George R.R. Martin has been striking solely in solidarity ever since the other writer strike. That's why he hasn't gotten Game of Thrones done yet. But Game of Thrones spinoff, The Hedge Knight, writer's room pauses. So So that's just one of the many things that's being delayed by the writer's strike. And we're going to get to the full list right now. I just thought it was funny that George R.R. Martin, who's infamous for not actually doing anything.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, hasn't this guy like been working on the same thing for like years?
Fuck Martin. Fuck Martian. Obama has been on the writer's strike since 2007. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, that was like 16 years ago or something like that. Like, oof.
Also, I don't care what anybody says. Melissa Roach was the hottest one on The Big Bang Theory, not Kelly Cuoco. All right, it says latest TV shows affected by the WGA strike: Daredevil, Billions, Severance, Evil, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones spinoff, and more.
Yeah, I heard Daredevil today was being affected, and I know Cobra Kai last week they said was being affected.
Yeah. Check back for updates. What shows are the latest to be impacted by the WGA strike? Add Daredevil and Billions to the list. The Writers Guild of America strike is underway, with hundreds of TV and film writers taking the picket lines. Of course, that means writing work has come to a halt on many TV shows, such as Evil, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, Yellow Jackets, and Abbott Elementary, among others. Can they just use AI and I'll be a scab. Hollywood, call me up, Hollywood. I will definitely be a scab. Okay. I will 100% be a scam. I will write dynamite TV shows for you. No woke. I'll keep the woke out of it. It'll be just good writing. But you, Super J, agrees. Roch is the hottest. She is. She's short. Kind of stacked. Billions is still going. Secession took Billions' spotlight. I hear good things about Secession. Let's see. Daredevil Born Again. Marvel's upcoming revival on Daredevil Plus wrapped for the day Monday about 1 p.m. due to picketing, according to sources, with no filming done for the day. Production is slated to continue Tuesday. Severance, the Apple TV Plus drama series, has paused production on its second season due to strike picketing. Wasn't that asshole down there helping people picket, causing trouble? That was his name. Adam ruins everything. Adam Conover. Hate that motherfucker. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. A Game of Thrones prequel has closed its writer's room for the duration of the strike, says co-creator George R.R. Martin. Bunked. Filming on season 7 has been suspended amid the WGA strike. I don't even know what the hell Bunked is.
I've never heard of that one.
Evil, production on season 4 shut down. Again, I don't know what that is. I'm so out of what's going on TV.
Yeah, the thing is like TV, like I'm always watching movies, but TV is where I'm at a weak point.
MTV Movie and TV Awards. The MTV Movie and TV Awards pivoted to a pre-taped ceremony amid the writer's strike and talent pulling out in support of the movement. Drew Barrymore earlier dropped out as a host in support of the writers. I'm surprised Drew Barrymore is still a thing.
I mean, she's got her own show.
Yeah, I know, and she's an idiot. And I don't like her. I never found anything likable about her. To me, she's not personable. I think she's just an idiot. I never saw her as a star. Stranger Things, production on 5th and final season delayed due to strike.
I feel like with Drew Barrymore was she was very popular back in the day, and it's not that she ever went bad or anything. It's just she never got to that level that she was once at, and this is her way of trying to get back up.
Yeah. Well, when she flashed David Letterman, that was the height for me. I was like, oh shit, she showed her titties. 56K says YouTubers should take advantage of this and start filling in. That's what I'm saying. This is a golden opportunity for people. Hunter Wiss says a lot of television shows will end unceremoniously if the strike goes on too long. It happened in 2007.
I just tell people, there's so many movies and television shows you've probably never seen that have come out in the past. Just watch that in the meantime.
Yeah. Loot, I've never heard of this. Production on season 2 of the Apple comedy series starring Maya Rudolph has paused due to the picketing. Hacks, another one. I don't know what this is. Filming on season 3, starring Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder, has been halted. Unstable. Sources tell Deadline that the production of the second season of the Netflix series starring Rob Lowe and his son John Owen Lowe, which launched at the end of March, has been shut down. Night Court. According to sources, NBC's Night Court is currently in production on its second season. The sitcom is off this week, but is supposed to resume filming next week. This was like a remake or reimagining, or not a remake, continuation, right, of the original Night Court. Because I know John Larroquette's in it, right?
I think so.
The Venery of Samantha Bird, Billions, Power, Book 3, Raising Cannon. Cobra Kai, this is going to hurt. Oh.
Yeah, this is the one show I am concerned about. All these other ones, I outside of Daredevil Born Again, I really have no interest. But like that and Cobra Kai are like the two that I'm the most concerned about.
Now, we hate to strike, but if we must, we strike hard. Pencils down in the Cobra Kai writing room. No writers on set. These aren't fun times, but it's unfortunately necessary. The moment a fair deal is in place, we'll be back to kicking ass. In the meantime, sending strength and cut off. Yellow Jackets. I've heard about this, never seen it.
I've heard of it. I never watched it.
Abbott Elementary, which is the one with the kid from Everybody Hates Chris, right?
Yeah, I had no idea who was on that show. I used to love that show. Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, that was good. Abbott Elementary should really be like a spinoff of Everybody Hates Chris, just because he was such a good role as Chris. So that's it for now. More to follow.
This strike's going to go on longer than the previous one. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, they said because they said Hollywood doesn't really want to end the strike. The writers are scared that they're going to be replaced. Go woke, go broke.
I just tell people if you're worried about not having any content, just watch content you've never seen before while you're waiting for your new content to come out.
But this was good, and I had to bring this up. Striking writers mock Wednesday star Jenna Ortega.
I've heard about this.
Ortega has earned plenty of critical and fandom praise for her deadpan portrayal of OG goth girl Wednesday Addams. Previously made headlines for saying she helped improve the writing on her show. Jenna Ortega better be back from New York for her afternoon shift on the picket line. BoJack Horseman writer Nick Adams tweeted earlier this week. The Bear writer Karen Joseph Adcock added, rewriting is writing. See you at the line, Jenna. And then there was this picket sign, reportedly from a House Party writer, Brandon Cohen, that was spotted by Variety. Without writers, Jenna Ortega would have nothing to punch up. Some Ortega fans have pushed back on social media, saying she's been made a scapegoat for union issues that have nothing to do with the actress. Ortega's comments stem from a March episode of the Armchair Expert podcast where she said, quote, there were times on that set where I almost became unprofessional in a sense, where I just started changing lines. The script supervisor thought that I was like going with something, and then I would have to sit down with the writers and they would be like, wait, what happened to this scene? And I would have to go through and explain why I couldn't do certain things. She added, I don't think I've ever put my foot down on a set in the way that I had to do on Wednesday. Everything that she does, everything that I had to play, did not make sense for her character at all. Her being in a love triangle made no sense. There was a line about a dress that she has to wear for a school dance, and she said, oh my God, I love it. Ugh, I can't believe I said that. I literally hate myself. And I had to go, no. Man, I don't understand. This is like Jenna Ortega first fucking season, right? She hasn't played fucking Wednesday for years. This isn't like Jenna Ortega 2045 where she's like did like 3 seasons, came back for a movie, and they're like, hey, we want you to reprise the role of Wednesday, right? This isn't Christina Ricci, who knows the character, right? Who's played the character for years. This is your first outing. You only know what the writers fucking put in front of you, right? You know nothing of what the character is or what it's supposed to be. So the fact that she's out there telling people, no, this is not going to happen. I don't want to do this. It doesn't sit well for me. It doesn't sit well with me.
I don't watch Wednesday, so I don't know like how the show goes. I'm not even a big Addams Family person, so I really have no idea like how consistent like the show is with the Addams Family because I don't even watch that much of the Addams Family. It's just if this was like maybe like season 3 or 4 and like they got a bunch of new writers and it's like, wait a minute, this wasn't the Wednesday I was portraying for the first 2 seasons, I would be like, okay, that I understand why she's doing that because it's not
that's
consistent.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
like this,
I agree
this
with
isn't
that. Like,
this isn't Mark Hamill coming out and saying he disagreed with everything Ryan Johnson did with Luke Skywalker after portraying this character in a trilogy
for years.
before Last Jedi. Yeah, like it's not that kind of scenario where you understand the frustration of Mark Hamill and how Luke Skywalker was portrayed in this movie that came out after 3 movies basically set the foundations of this character.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't create the character. It's not like she created it and she's like, well, this is mine. And I came up with the idea of Wednesday and I know what she's like, right? Even if she didn't write anything, like a book or anything, if she had created the character, if it was an original character, she's like, well, I know the character inside and out because it's in my brain and I'm trying to express to you how the character should be. That would make sense. But again, it's not her character. She didn't create it. She has no ownership over it. She was paid to read lines that writers were paid to write. Right?
Well, in this case, I feel like if you have a problem with how the character is being written, that's like where you ask, can I have a private meeting with you guys to like talk about like my concerns with what's going on? Like, I feel like that's something you need to have a meeting about. Say, hey, listen, this isn't how I perceive the character Wednesday to be. What's going on? You don't like automatically change it like without their consent.
Yeah, and you don't go around bragging about it, right?
Like you have a meeting with your writers and say, listen, can we like change it up where like we have an agreement on what this character is like?
Yeah, if she would have said something along the lines of, there were some scenes that I didn't really agree with, and me and the writer sat down and we talked about it and we discussed it, and they agreed with me on some things and they didn't agree with me on other things, but we came to an understanding about how the character should be moving forward. I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? But she's just like, no, I just refuse to do certain things and I just changed it and I didn't even tell anybody. I just fucking decided on my own one day. Like, nah. Anyone else would have done that shit, they would have been out on their ass. All right. We're closing in. This is something I wanted to just touch on briefly. Because I see this popped up on my timeline, right? I'm done with Anthony Mackie. First, he said Man of Steel wasn't a good movie, which is subjective. I get it. But now he's saying Black Panther was a racist movie because it had an entirely black cast. Really?
Wait, what?
Okay, so first off, Anthony Mackie's comments are from 3 years ago, okay? And we're going to play the video and listen to what he says.
I've done 7 Marvel movies now. Every producer, every director, every stunt person, every costume designer, every PA has been white. But then when you do Black Panther, you have a black director, black producer.
That's the video. That's not my internet skipping, by the way.
You have a black costume designer. You have a black stunt choreographer. You have a black. And I'm like, that's more racist than anything else. Because if you only can hire the black people for the black movie, are you saying they're not good enough when you have a mostly white cast?
So you see the difference in context there? What he's saying is, in Black Panther, you had an all-black cast, and so you hired an all-black staff, right?
Yeah.
But he's saying all these other movies, how come there's no black people at all on the staff? Are you basically saying that the only movies that black people can work the staff on are black movies in which there's black actors, right? Like a black stunt coordinator can't be on a white on a regular Avengers movie, right? Why is there no black costume designers or black music producer or whatever, right? That's all he was saying.
Yeah, no, I get what he's saying.
So this person is basically taken out of context. I guess they're either someone who's mad that he said mean things about Man of Steel and now they're trying to cancel him.
Like a Snyder fan?
Yeah. Because I've never heard of It's That Movie channel. I don't even know why it fucking popped up. Apparently because Saggy Melons follows it.
Yeah, no, I get what Anthony Mackie is saying though, because obviously for a company like Marvel, you would think they would have like some of the same people working on like these movies.
Yeah. Well, so Slanko, Toxic Melons, Poindexter, Grigsby, and Zod Ryder follow this account that I know. So I'm
Oh,
guessing Zod probably retweeted it. And that's why it came up on my timeline.
oh boy. Well, I mean, obviously, Zod's a big Snyder fan, so yeah, it makes sense. And what this person said about Man of Steel, which I don't know, like why anyone would take issue with Anthony Mackie's opinion of a movie when that movie's from an opposing studio.
Because anything to make any anti-Snyder opinion look bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, and especially when Anthony Mackie, like the Marvel movies he has been in, are a lot better received than Man of Steel, just in general. And I'm pretty sure like most, if not all of them, made more money than Man of Steel.
Yeah. Either way, this was from May 6th when it appeared on my timeline. It's got 1,142 replies, 3,000 retweets, 3,000 likes, and 9.3 million views. So hopefully people understand the context and didn't just read the headline. All right. Richard Dreyfuss on new Oscar diversity rules. They make me vomit. I kind of agree with him here on this. Have you heard about these new rules?
No, I didn't hear anything about the new rules.
So here, films have to meet at least 2 of the 4 benchmarks, which cover, among other things, whether the lead actors are from underrepresented groups or if at least 30% of the cast and crew come from these groups. They're putting quotas on the movies. Like, you can't be in Oscar contention if there's not enough minorities in the movies, basically.
I'm like, see, I have a problem with that because look, I get it. You want to like get more minorities, like more diversity in the Oscars, but the thing is that if someone deserves it, if a movie deserves a nomination, it shouldn't be held back just because it doesn't have this in it or it's not directed by someone that's this color or whatever. Like you should reward movies that deserve it, like actors that deserve it, actresses that deserve it. And the thing is, like, I thought the Oscars were actually becoming more diverse the last few years. I don't know why all of a sudden it's becoming a problem again. This ain't like the 20
because Top Gun.
Oh my goodness. But like again, this isn't like we're not back in 2016 when people were complaining that it was all white people that was getting nominated. Since then, like it feels like they have been like nominating more diverse actors. Like I don't know. This is just a weird thing to do for them.
Dreyfuss told Margaret Hoover during an interview Friday on the PBS series Firing Line that such rules make me vomit. When Hoover asked him why, the actor said, "Because this is an art form. It's also a form of commerce and it makes money," the actor said, "but it's an art. And no one should be telling me as an artist that I have to give into the latest, most current idea of what morality is." The inclusion standards were enacted in an attempt to address inequality in the industry, which gave rise to the Oscars So White movement in 2015. I don't think that there's a minority or a majority in this country that has to be catered to like that, Dreyfuss went on to say during the interview. He then cited a bit of history regarding Laurence Olivier being the last white actor to play Othello, referring to the 1965 film in which the British actor performed in blackface. Dreyfuss praised the performance, saying Olivier played the role brilliantly. "Am I being told that I will never have a chance to play a black man?" Dreyfuss said. "Is someone else being told that if they're not Jewish, they shouldn't play Merchant of Venice? Are we crazy? Do we not know what art is?" Hoover pushed back, asking if there's a difference between the question of representation and who is allowed to represent other groups. In the case of blackface, given the history of slavery and the sensitive around black racism, Dreyfus said there shouldn't be because it's patronizing, he said, because it says we're so fragile that we can't have our feelings hurt. So I think that's the end for Richard Dreyfuss. He just ended his career. He just torpedoed it. He was like, fuck it, on the way out.
I think like he was making sense for the most part until the part where he was like talking about portraying a black man. Like that's where I think he lost the plot.
Yeah, but
Like,
you can't have right. You can't go halfway in, right? It's either all of it is okay or none of it's okay, right?
Yeah, no, I do get what he was saying up until that point though, because again, you don't want to cater to people like actors, no matter who they are, that they gotta work hard. And look, the thing is that actors also need to, well, no, it's up to them to decide what projects they want to be in.
Well, here's the thing though, and I'll probably get some hate for this and some pushback, right? But if a black actor or actress can portray a white historical figure, right? They're not in whiteface, right? It's not like a black actor is putting on makeup to whiten themselves. They're just playing the character as is, right? We've seen it with like Anne Boleyn. We've seen it with Joan of Arc, right? There's been other historical figures that have been portrayed. Hamilton is a perfect example, right? Everybody in there except for King George is portrayed by a person of color, right? And that's okay. No one has a problem with that, right? Because why? Because it's not denigrating, right? Hamilton is not denigrating the people in the play. It's not saying that white people are bad. It's not saying that, they're not making fun of them. Like I said, they're not putting white makeup on and pretending to be white and, eating chicken without spices on it and, really dry toast or whatever. I don't know what white people eat, right? So I think in Richard Dreyfuss's defense, right, if we were to say put on a movie or a play that had African characters like the Black Panther, right, but they're portraying it just as is, right? No, it's not blackface. It's just he's portraying T'Challa as an actor, acting the lines, saying the stuff. Why should it be wrong? As long as everybody is being treated equally, as long as everybody's getting roles, as long as no one's being shunned from Hollywood, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just don't, people shouldn't be getting shunned.
Haunted Whispers, I could find you some C-SPAN viewers that are still nursing the Hamilton grudge. I mean, I don't think it's a good. I don't think it's good. I sat there and I watched it. Psychic Max likes it. I think some of the songs are kind of weak. The historical accuracy, I'm not talking about the color of the skin. I'm just talking about some of the other historical things. Like they pick and choose what they want to highlight, obviously, because they are still telling a story, right? So in that regard, it's kind of like hit or miss for me. But other than that, they're decent actors. They play their roles, they play their parts, they read the lines that they were given in an effective manner. I just don't like the music. What were you saying, George, though?
Oh, that's fair enough what you just said.
Oh, I thought maybe you wanted to play the part of King T'Challa.
No, I can never. I can't play any role to save a life, probably.
But it's so weird, though, because here's the thing, right? Again, as a not black person, not white person, is a Latino, Chicano, Hispanic person, right? It's so funny. And Asian people, East Asians, right? They have the same issue
Because when it's like a Japanese character, right? South Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino, Japanese, doesn't matter. Boom, they all fit. Chinese character, doesn't matter. As long as you're East Asian, you can get the part, right? And it's the same thing. Like if it's a Mexican character, as long as you're brown looking and can speak Spanish, you get the part, right? We're like one giant conglomerate of people, right? I'm every Hispanic according to Hollywood, and I can literally play any one of them. But when it comes to like other things, they're just like they're really sensitive, right? Like you can't play this character. You're not Jewish. You can't play this character. You're not African from Africa. You're African American or you're African British.
Well, I think for like the film Captain Phillips, like they were looking to play the Somalian pirates. Like they were looking for people that are actually Somalian. Like they weren't just black; they were actually Somalian.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they'll actually go out and look for Somalians to play Somalian pirates, right? But go watch fucking Zorro, and they got like fucking Antonio Banderas. He's fucking from Spain. He's playing, and he's not playing the original Zorro, right? The original Zorro is a Spaniard that comes over to Mexico. He's playing Joaquin Murrieta, which is a folk hero in Mexico that's Mexican, right?
Oh, you talking about like the Zorro movie with Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah. So Antonio Banderas is not Mexican, but he's playing a Mexican character, right? No one has a problem with
it. And like Anthony Hopkins is playing like the one that came before him.
Yeah, and he would be playing the Spanish character. And again, no one has a problem with Anthony Hopkins playing a Spanish character.
So I remember, like, I watched that movie for the first time a couple years ago, and like I know Antonio Banderas was in it, but I had no idea Anthony Hopkins played like this role that came before him. So I was like, "Oh, this is a bit weird."
Yeah. And I mean, the Murrietas are really—they're like South American folk heroes, but they're like Chilean. Even though they're up and down Mexico and stuff, right? But again, either way, Antonio Banderas is not Chilean. He's not Mexican. He's from Spain.
I'm Italian, so I guess for the criteria for Italian gangster, just find an Italian actor or someone that's part Italian.
They pick and choose. Like I said, when it comes to brown people, I'm all brown people, and Hollywood's okay with that. All right, let's end this out on a high note. A better edit of Rogue One will never exist, Tony Gilroy says. Oh my God, no. The Andor showrunner told THR regarding whether a superior director's cut could see the light of day. Hashtag release the Gilroy cut. I actually like Rogue One. I think it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite of the Disney Star Wars movies. Like that, like out of all the Disney Star Wars movies, it felt the most like Star Wars, which is odd given how it's not like an episode film.
Yeah, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is perhaps the most maddening of Disney Star Wars films. I wouldn't say that. Hollywood Reporter, a little, the second one, the second sequel trilogy, it's probably the most maddening.
Last Jedi is the maddening one. I like Force Awakens and Rogue One, but Last Jedi just drove me nuts.
Yeah, there's so much potential that made it onto the screen, and also so much that stumbles along the way. The film is gorgeously shot by Dune cinematographer Greg Fraser. The ending is emotional and shocking. Not really. Cassian Andor, Diego Luna, and his robot sidekick K2SO remain enduring, yet the film is burdened by a soggy midsection and a listless lead character in Jyn Erso, among other issues. Or perhaps not. Debating what exactly is right and wrong with Rogue One is part of the ongoing fandom legacy. Star Wars fans have long wondered if perhaps a better edit might someday be released, given how much footage was shot for the film that did not make it into the final cut. Do you think that some of this footage is going to be used for the Andor series?
I mean, that's probably the only way I would see some of that footage being used. Otherwise, it's never going to be released.
I'm saying, I mean, like they said, like you have all this footage, right? Why would you just waste it?
Yeah, like I think that would probably make the most sense if you're ever going to release it with Andor, maybe like for like the finale of Andor.
Yeah. Well, it depends. We don't even know what the footage is, right? There could be flashbacks in there. There could be other things, stuff that you could take out and then just reuse it and recontextualize it and stuff.
I mean, I get it. Like Rogue One came out. It's gonna be 7 years since it came out, so a lot of that footage is like 7, 8 years old. But it probably looks fine.
Yeah. The production was famously directed by Gareth Edwards, then underwent 5 weeks of reshoots, with Tony Gilroy taking over to punch up Gary Whitta's script and oversee the additional filming. Rogue One's initial trailer and TV spots, footage below, contains many tantalizing shots and hinted at scenes that didn't make the final cut. So was the version released in theaters by Disney the best possible edit? Could there be an even bigger and better version of Rogue One someday down the road? Gilroy, coming off the massive critical acclaim of the first season of his Disney Plus Rogue One prequel series Andor, gave us a definitive answer. No. That was the absolute best possible version you could ever have. Oh my God, no. More detail, please. I'm not going to go into any more detail, Gilroy tells Hollywood Reporter. But the more authority that you hear people talk about online what happened on the movie, the less they know. That's all that needs to be said. Maybe someday, but no. That's the absolute best version of the movie that you could possibly imagine in the time that was given. Actor Ben Mendelsohn, who played the villainous Orson Krennic in the film, said in 2016 that the production's unused footage could have been told a vastly different story. There were enormous differences within. I would have said 20 or 30 of the scenes. There would be enormously different renderings. So there you go. That's it. Rogue One is what it is. It is what it is.
I think it's fine though the way the movie is. I mean, if anything, maybe the
it's
footage
pretty decent.
The footage would maybe only make it better or add nothing to it. I don't think it would make the film bad.
You Super J says that beachfront battle in the teaser trailer was such a cock tease. Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, like, I noticed that of the Disney Star Wars films, it like Rogue One's the film that fans don't seem to complain that much about to begin with. I mean, I'm sure like there's some fans that don't care for the movie, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of hate for the film compared to some of the other films that came out during the Disney Star Wars era.
No, I think the problem with Rogue One was you knew how it was going to end, right? You knew how it had to end.
Yeah, because it's about taking down the Death Star.
Man, and you know the Death Star doesn't get taken down until the first Star Wars, so. And those characters never showed up again, so you can't just like shuffle them off somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's not like,
oh, this has to be a suicide mission. You know that they're gonna die.
Yeah, it's like, oh, when are we gonna see this person again, or whatever? And it's like, well, we're never gonna see them again.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people were just like, eh. And really, was that a story that needed to be told? Were you like, man, I really wonder how the plans of the Death Star got into Princess Leia's hands? I wish Disney would make a movie about this, right? It was never like that intriguing of a mystery. I mean, again, the movie was good.
Yeah, it was a very good movie. I felt like maybe you probably could have told that story in a limited series on Disney Plus, like a few years later. But
Hell, you could have told that story in a couple lines. To be like, oh yeah, what happened? Oh, we hired a group of idiots that brought us the plans. Okay, thank you, Leia. You can go now.
But again, like even if it's an unnecessary movie, it's still a movie I like a lot. So I'm not gonna hate on it when I enjoy the movie and it is my favorite of the Disney Star Wars movies.
Yeah, well, I'm not hating on it. What I'm saying is,
I know what you're saying. It's just like it's one of those things where it's like it's a movie that probably shouldn't exist, but it's still a very good movie.
Yeah, but I think that was the reason for the lack of enthusiasm around it when it came out, and a lot of people's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Everyone's just kind of like lukewarm on it. It's like mid, right? I think it's because, like I said, it's unnecessary. It's not like a big question that people had, been waiting for to be answered. So,
but I do know, like my cousin, who he loves Star Wars, but he does not like the sequel trilogy, but he loves Rogue One. So I also know, like, for some people that were let down by the sequel trilogy, they look at Rogue One and say that's the Disney Star Wars film that I like. So like its reputation has grown over the years, even before Andor.
yeah.
It's grown like.
Well, like I said, there's no other cut of it. It is what it is. I think some of that footage might show up, might resurface in the Andor TV series. We'll see. And for a slow news day, we had actually a lot of articles. We had a lot of things to get through. Some people were saying, Aaron was saying, there was nothing to talk about. I found plenty. There was a lot of TV show stuff, some stuff about the Flash TV show I didn't really care about. Some like Marvel, like, oh my God, there's going to be a president in Secret Invasion. And it's not the same president that's in the Captain America movie coming up. And I'm just like, that's not interesting, right? So I just try to bring you the best content. And with that said, it's almost 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for joining us, George. You want to plug anything before we go?
Yeah, you can find me at the George. George. And this weekend I reviewed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and reviewed Transformers Dark of the Moon. Hopefully later this week or this weekend, I'll do my Legend of Zelda stream where I talk about the Legend of Zelda franchise, favorite games, favorite moments, because Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So, and I'm very excited. And I want to try talking about some different stuff besides the same old superhero stuff.
Yeah. All right. Check out the George. He got excellent content. And also, he's doing sports if you're into that kind of thing, apparently.
Yeah, it's been a while. I got to get back into doing that as well.
Yeah. All right. You know how we do it here. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.
Peace.